Good evening. I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order for Tuesday, June 6th, 2023. So you pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, any public comment?
Put my phone aside. There's my public comment.
Good call. No correspondence. Okay. I abbreviated first selectman report as we were interested in time. I know we wanted to move out quickly. A lot of things going on. We should have the first, I'd say our first cut at the website by the end of the week. That's kind of the big thing we're working on. So if we can get this, first pass us, I think maybe in 4 weeks or so, we'll have a new functioning website. So that's kind of a big thing I'm working on. And everything else we'll just go through, but nothing else really to report for today. Items consideration, actually I'd like a motion to approve the Board of Selectmen meetings minutes from May 16th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments on the meetings? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next item, I wanted to open up for discussion the consideration of the paramedic contract. Like motion for discussion?
There's a motion to. Talk about the paramedic contract.
Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so here's where we stand. As you gentlemen know, we've been looking at the way we contract for paramedics for some time. Our contract is due to expire in July. And I think we've got a couple things more to do to see where we can maybe save money. We've worked with the fire departments, we've worked with EMS, emergency services to start this discussion. But we need a little more time. I've talked to the folks over at Nuvance, and they've been willing to extend our contract. However, it is a higher rate. They came to us with an increase that we knew that the good news is they gave it to us for 2 years if we want it. The idea is that we could take a year and make a decision if we want to make any changes, but we need that time. So what I'd like to do is extend the contract that we have, and basically all we have to do is sign the letter, do it, and that's what you're looking at. So any thoughts or discussion?
We really don't have a choice, so.
Not really.
Is that we have to complete the whole year, or can we?
We can terminate with 6 months notice. So if it's 6 months, we know that 6 months later, we can make changes, we can do so. And behind the scenes, everything's kind of on the table right now. If we want to go with one company, because remember, we're using 3 different companies right now between EMT service and paramedic service. So if we can find economies of scale, that'd be great. If we find out we're doing it right, that's great too. There is a EMS commission meeting coming up on the 14th, which we'll start talking about it. And then one more, we'll do I think a joint meeting, all of us together. So we can all talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll make a motion that we extend the paramedic contract for the year.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And motion passes. Okay, so I would like a motion, actually, I will just move, just to make it easy. I move that we accept actually do a resolution to accept the Sustainable Materials Management Grant from the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Second. All in favor? Well, actually, stay back to discussion, sorry. Here's we go. So as you know, we received a $42,000 grant from VEEC to run our food scrap program. It's a pilot program, lasts 1 year. For us to do this, we have to actually do a resolution that we intend to accept the grant. We've been working with the folks at the transfer station and HRRA. Basically, the way the program will work is starting in July, if we get everything done. We'll start marketing the fact that we can divert food scraps at the transfer station from the waste stream. Long term, this is a push by Connecticut. I think by 2028, folks would really like all the food scraps out of the waste stream. So what we'll do is when they come to the transfer station, they'll be able to have a kit which contains a bucket, a smaller bucket for under the seat and bag, or under the sink and bags. And what they can do is keep track of the food scraps, and they can get rid of them at a lot less cost compared to doing it in their bags. And right now we charge 25 cents a pound. We'll probably be charging somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.50 for a bucket. We'll come to the transfer station, we'll dump it in a larger bucket, and every couple days somebody will come and pick it up. It's going to go, I think, right now to biofuel. Eventually, we have opportunities in the town to get a grant and maybe even do a composting plant. But to get the pilot program, which has been really under work now since previous administration, we just have to do the resolution accepting the grant. I hope that makes sense.
Is it going like a bear-proof container or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like not so much bears, but it's like a big 32 gallon, or the big garbage can, and it has a locking lid on it. The grant will allow us to build a shed over it. And again, it covers all these sort of things we need to start the program. So it's actually free for us for the first year.
So the price of the bucket, is that when you bring your food back in the bucket, is the $1 charge?
Yeah, so when you show up to the transfer station, like you'll go weigh your garbage, and it'll be 25 cents a pound like it is now. But if you have a bucket, we'll charge them probably $1.50. Still working on that. Then we want to definitely charge, because even though it's a free program, people need to realize that they're going to have to pay eventually, right? So we're going to charge even during the first year, but it'll be minimal. The bottom line is it'll be a lot less than what they're paying.
How about for 6 months doing it free?
We certainly could look at it. I mean,
It's just, you want
yeah.
to get people enthused about it,
Yeah.
about doing it. And
well, right now there's all the folks who are from HRRA are saying that we really should charge.
okay.
And they're saying
if
because
they're all gonna do
Yeah.
that.
well, they're saying we should charge something, but they're being able to make it clear that it's far less than we'd be paying now.
Yeah, for the garbage. yeah.
But those decisions we can still talk about as we implement this.
Okay.
It's kind of open
All
for
right,
us.
well, yeah.
Because that part's all to us to decide if we're going to charge. It's just a matter of now we got to accept the grant and
Yeah,
start doing
yeah,
it.
let's get that started.
Yeah. Okay. So all in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Motion passed. All right. Should have done this before. If I want to add something to the agenda, can I do it now, or should I wait till the end? Okay. I'll wait and then until I'm done. That would explain. Okay, so I'd like a motion to say accept the proposal to retain environmental services to address salt impacts in the multiple private residential wells.
Second.
And okay,
Dan,
so
can I speak to that, Dan?
yeah, you want to start? Sure.
Yeah, I just want to, the reason why I was thinking about it this afternoon as I was going over some of the documentation, and I think that what you may want to do is, and it's up to you, you may want to authorize me as a town attorney to hire the environmental firm if you decide to go forward. And one of the reasons why you may want to do that is that, and authorize me to spend X amount of dollars for an environmental firm. And the reason for that is if in fact this thing gets proceeding any farther to possible court action, which hopefully it won't, all right, the information that we receive from the consulting firm, all right, can be treated as attorney work product. So they can't use FOI or anything like that to turn it over to them and basically end our situation before we even get it started. And I know that was, I spoke to council, I think it was in Tolan, Connecticut. They're having a similar problem. And that's what they did there. They hired council. Council hired the environmental group, all right, to do the information under his tutelage. And basically it became a cost for the town through the attorney's office. So it was attorney work privilege. So you may want to consider that. I mean, it's up to you. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me, but I'm just saying that it may be fruitful down the road. And I don't know how far Dan was going to discuss this, but this has to do with a property at 19 Gorilla Road that we had issues with, the town had issues with, because for several years in a row, and I'm just going to paraphrase and call it a salt intake and his drinking water continued to go up, up, up and up. And what happened was it finally got to the point where, he said, I need some help. Somebody needs to do something. The state stepped in, the state looked at the situation, and they feel that it's from road salts, that it's a result of the town's road salts that are causing the problem. And right now we've been ordered to, and we have been providing drinking water to him, bottled water. And his property's been tested several times by himself and others as well. And what happened was the state of Connecticut basically has made a determination, to be quite honest with you, without any real evidence, that they feel it's the town's responsibility to take care of this. And the problem is that we've been trying to figure out what the source of this is. And the reason for that is it's only going to continue to get worse. If we don't find out what it is, it's going to continue to spread. The health department has already tested about 15 or 20 houses up there, the water. There's another 4 that are bad, that the salt content is much higher than what it should be. And the state is basically telling us they want us to start picking up the tab for drinking water for that as well, which I didn't bring up to the first selectman today when we discussed this. So what we're concerned about is that at some point, the state may put their foot down all the way and say, you need to resolve this. Well, the only way you're going to resolve this is by actually running water lines there. And that could cost many, many thousands of dollars, maybe over $1 million to do so. And more than likely it would probably be through Aquarian. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find out where the salts are coming from. That's what this consultation would be with this outfit. They believe that they can determine where the salts are coming from, or at least break it down, because there's a very strong suspicion that a lot of the salts are being created from the I just had the what? Water softeners, that's correct. The water softeners. So I think that if the state can see that the majority of it is being caused by the water softeners, I don't think they're going to come down as hard on the town of Bethel as they would have otherwise. Because like I said, right now, they just assume it's the road salts and that's it. So this firm, to do the initial analysis, would be in the neighborhood of $15,000. And what they're going to do is they're going to look at all the results that we have already, probably do some additional testing, also do some modeling of the situation that's there, and then come to a conclusion as far as the dealing with the salts. And I think also the health department is probably going to be coming back and asking the board for additional funds to retest those 3, or I think there's 4 other wells that are having problems with the salts as well. So, but it's up to you how you want to handle it. I mean, if anybody's got any questions, I'll try to answer them. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but I've been involved in enough of the meetings to know that, or I should say to be dangerous. So let's put it that way.
So for discussion, I mean, from my perspective, I think it's a no-brainer for us to do it. I think that what town attorney says has merit. So let's move it through him. Any thoughts?
I would just, if it's 15K, I would recommend giving him some wiggle room. So he doesn't have to keep coming back if there's postage, things that need to be done, maybe you go 17.5. This gives us wiggle room if something else happens. Does that sound good to you, Marty?
Yeah, I would just simply make the motion that my office is authorized to hire environmental firm for the testing of the properties up at Gorilla Road with an amount not to exceed, if you want to put the 17,500. And then I'll sign the contract.
Covers us, but there's something else,
100%.
testing or something.
Great.
All right, I make the motion that we give town council the authority to hire the environmental firm for the purpose of Gorilla Roads salt condition not to exceed 17,500.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marty.
Excuse me, Dan.
Yes,
Before you go further, do you have to read this into the record?
actually, I do. Thank you. All right. So back before we did the resolution, I do have to read this into the record, the actual resolution. Town of Bethel, Connecticut, 2023 SMM grant for food scrap collection pilot program, municipal resolution. Whereas the town of Bethel has been approved to receive an SMM grant for food scrap collection pilot program at the Bethel Transfer Station, and the town of Bethel is required to enter into a contract with the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Be it resolved that the town of Bethel may enter into and deliver to the state of Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection any and all documents which it deems necessary to appropriate for the grant for a food scrap pilot program at the Bethel Transfer Station, and be it further resolved that Daniel E. Carter, as the first selectman of the town of Bethel or his appointed designee, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the town of Bethel, and to do so and perform all acts and things which he deems to be necessary or appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents. Dated Bethel, Connecticut, the 6th day of June, 2023. Thank you for the reminder there. So next up on the hit parade here, we have the consideration of ARPA funds that were previously allocated to the Bethel Volunteer Fire Department and Stonyville Volunteer Fire Company. I'd like a motion for discussion.
So
Okay, so we'll start with Bethel first. Yeah, we have an updated list. Now this was money that was previously allocated to the departments. So I have them come just straight to us, and the understanding they're going to back brief and talk to the fire commission, let them know, what we've spent it on, right? So I would move that we use $33,814.58 for the Bethel Fire Department out of ARPA funds. Any discussion?
Just a question, Chris, was any of this in your regular capital budget, or was this above and beyond it?
No, it's above and beyond.
Okay, thank you.
We are first in the street.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. The have a second. Yeah, did you give us a total? She's making do some work here.
Well, there's a total on the back page of 57,000.
There you go, yeah. The EMS.
Okay. Okay, so they're going through that. Now, how much have they, is this a total where you've what you've used so far?
The EMS one is partially what we've used, the striker stretcher and a couple other items on there were already purchased but not paid for yet.
Okay,
On the fire side of it, the AEDs were already purchased and they're already in and need to be paid for.
okay, so you're basically coming with pretty much the whole amount
Yes.
that you've had, okay.
To Richie's point, were these already approved in the budget and ordered as a
No,
result? So
this is all above and beyond the budget, capital, non-recurring or anything.
okay, so you ordered them knowing that you had
Well, the
75,000.
Yes, the EMS stuff,
75,000.
yes.
Yeah, the EMS stuff, we already approved that,
Yes.
correct?
So the EMS has been approved,
Yes, and
so we're approving the fire department stuff today.
And I think there's a couple other things on that EMS things that needed to be approved.
Yeah,
I think what John did was give you the,
okay, so,
was the overall list of everything that we requested.
okay, so let's go back and look at the numbers here.
Well,
But
my suggestion would be, so we don't make a mistake, have Chief Baker give us the totals he's requesting, and we can approve it at the next meeting. But I mean, just to thumb through this, I mean, Do you agree with that? Like,
Yeah, I
if you
do,
get-
because
and then
even-
you just get the actual
Yeah,
total. that
because
you need, and then
some
we
of
can
them might have been
approve it.
already approved and.
Without a final number, you know what I mean? We're just looking at invoices, not knowing what's what.
Oh,
So,
you mean what's already ordered or?
Yeah,
no, just, you have
Yeah.
75,000.
Yeah.
Right.
What you need us to release to you at the next meeting. We've ordered this, we'd like to purchase this, this is what we would like released to us, and we can do it next Tuesday, following Tuesday, no problem.
Yeah.
And we're gonna approve the money, it's just,
yeah,
it would be kind of embarrassing if we approved 56,000 and you needed 48,000. You
right.
know, we approved 56,000 and the number was 68,000, so we're happy to do it. It would just be nice if we just had a detailed list. I'm requesting whatever the number is.
I think what John did is that we were under the understanding that we were getting 75,000 per EMS, 75,000 per
Right.
fire.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct.
And then he
Right.
just took and put everything that we've already asked for and put two listing out, and that's a total of both of them.
So. Yeah, but the question is, have you spent any, because we've already got some stuff out of ARPA here. Yeah, we have, that's the South Street stretchers, Stony Hill, right? We have the AEDs, we have the stretch power lift for Stony Hill, right? It's kind of hard to see what was actually asked for already and actually spent. That's our problem. So you're giving us,
I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
What was already, the stretcher is already ordered and the power load is actually in the building.
right?
So those were those two things that I know we. approved.
So 54,380 was approved already.
Okay,
So that's already done.
Yes, that's already done.
Okay. I mean,
So that could get crossed off.
right, okay,
The AEDs, which is down here in the fire side,
those are done.
they're done,
All those in here were.
but I don't believe that these were paid for yet, though.
Well, the money was approved. So, because remember, yeah, what we're doing is we've approved the money already here. So we don't want to go approve the money again. We already approved the money, so we need the money, to know what was approved. yet.
And that was already, then that's already done. They're already in the building. We have.
So why don't we just have
Yeah, let-
Chief Baker
Yeah.
just clean the list up for us? Whatever we've
Yeah.
already given
And-
approval for is
Okay.
fine,
And-
we've approved it, and then whatever we haven't gotten approval
And-
for, Yeah.
and what Brad has paid already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that
that's
way, we just have a
basically-
clean, and just tell them, you're gonna get it, we just clean it up for us for. Not this Tuesday, next
Yeah,
Tuesday,
2 weeks.
and that way, you know, we'll be able to take care of it.
Because otherwise it gets,
And to save time, once he gets it to. The first selectman's office, they can email the list out to us so we can review it prior to the meeting.
Yeah.
Just email you tomorrow what needs to be.
yeah, what needs to be approved, new, that's, yeah, because this is a little, even the totals on it were a little weird, there's an extra number in it.
So I make a motion that we table this to our next regular meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I like permission to add one thing to the agenda. It would be consideration of an appointment to the Sustainable Bethel Commission. Oh, yeah,
I second.
okay, so,
Who's the name? Or you
yeah,
add.
so we're
Yeah.
yeah, for discussion, yeah, we have to add to the agenda, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so, I'd like a motion to appoint Tia Murphy, an unaffiliated voter, 37 Linda Lane in Bethel, Connecticut, to the Sustainable Bethel Commission, and that is, they're indefinite appointments. We have a second.
Second.
Okay, for discussion. So right now, as you guys know, the Sustainable Bethel Commission grew out of the Energy Committee. And with the ad hoc committee in May of 2022. And the commission's gone through some real tough times. They've lost membership. But now we're trying to reconstitute and get some folks in there. We have, I mean, technically, we have like 5 spots open. So I've reached out to the parties. I've given them a few names that have come my way from each party, and I'm waiting to hear back, you know, if they'll be appointed. And this one is an unaffiliated voter. She originally had worked with ARP for many years. She's been on the library board in town. She's retired from ARP now. You know, great asset in town. Very interested in sustainability, especially with seniors. So I think she'd be perfect for the Sustainable Bethel Commission. Any thoughts or any discussion?
No, that she's really concerned,
Oh, yeah,
that's good.
yeah, she,
It's a hard committee to
yeah,
get people.
I had put out a note, through my, the Sunday, or excuse me, the Friday update, and she got back to us asking about it. So when I called her, she was ecstatic to do it, very happy for her. So, okay, so all in favor of appointing Tia Murphy?
I,
Aye. Okay, and no. Okay, motion passes. So. I would take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Motion passes.
Mary,
Adjourn.
I want to thank Mary for printing